Good morning. Today I'm going to draw my Tangle Nymph. It looks a lot like Nymph in the beginning. So if you can think Nymph, you can draw Nymph. To start out with my dots in the corners. I'm really a traditional Zentangle teacher. And so I like to do the dots and borders. And then this time I am not going to do a string. I'm just going to start with my pen and do my, so that no string in it. And I'm going to just grid off my tile. And you can see there, this is a traditional Zentangle tile, 3.5 by 3.5, and you can see that my grids are pretty large. It doesn't need to be small. If you're a tiny drawer, you can do them tiny. Now we're going to do on the diagonal through the grid. So I like to go I follow my diagonal. So I go from corner to corner on my grid. And if my lines are a little crooked, I really don't care. And then I'm going to turn it, and now I'm going to go the opposite direction through my grid. So that I have it opposite through, and I need one right there. So now I have them going vertical, horizontal, and both diagonal shapes. Now we're going to fill in each square with a rounded, I call them cobble rocks. I live in an area where we have cobblestones, lots of cobblestones with riverbed. And so I make these. I tell all my students that you just want to round the corners, and it's great to go over the lines. You can see that I go over the top of those lines. I always remind my students that it's not a race. When we do Zentangle, it's a matter of thinking and meditating as you draw and going slow and purposeful. Here's my last stone. So now I have a somewhat Nymph look. And then I take, and I'm going to draw from, you can see where I have the star form. I'm going to draw out from that with little lines on each one of these little petals. Starting in the center and just fanning out a little bit. And I like to curve mine just a tiny bit. If I curve that stroke, it makes that little nymph petal have a rounded look. If you go really straight, it's not going to have that rounded look. And I like organic things. I like that rounded look. So I just go all the way around this little flower shape. making it kind of gets a thick black line in the center. And the key to this tangle is that you always want to make your petals from where you see that star shape. So I can make another little flower here. This could be one. It would be like the flower petals are underneath, or have the hollybaw effect. Look. I'll show you if I finish up this. You can see that I'm going to do each one of these. I try not to just do full flowers or full nymphs. I like to do them so that they look like they are under one another, overlapping. If I just do them so they are each little square, and I could do that because it does form a symmetrical. I just don't particularly like the look of that. See, now you can see how this nymph overlaps this one. Now I could do this whole thing right here, or I could do this one so it overlaps, and this one. I could do this whole thing. So just a matter of what you want to do, but I really like to do them so that they look like they overlap each other, or underlap. So I'm going to use this one. And here we have nymph. Now I have a couple of little ones here and here that need strokes, and I'm sorry, I have to remember that I need to go from that center star, because that would have been the center of the flower, and here it would have been right here. And there we have nymph. Now, I always show my class about shading, but there are a couple of ways you can do this. We can shade in, which I like to do is, I love a contrast. So if I've done it in ink, I will fill in that center cross so that you don't see those at all. I just fill that in. And there we have nymph. Now, I would just like to show you a couple of others. This one I did my string in pencil. So you can see I was able to do a little stipple in the center. Here's another one that I used a two-color pen on, which it's fun to have two different colors. Here's another one that I did, and I shaded in between the back. Here's one I did on brown paper, which I did a little white jelly roll. And thanks for watching.